What's up, guys? We're going to be jumping back on board in our extended 5-game series. Badmandude versus Terran, 2 Grandmaster level players. This is Ice alongside Tiggles My BR and Gridlock. We're going to be doing some live commentary over this Grandmaster play. We've seen nothing but exceptional play out of both of these Masters League players.
Grandmasters League players.
Grandmaster. What is wrong with me today? I can't even talk. All right.
I guess just thinking, there's never any we never commentate on Grandmasters, so you're saying Masters because they're so rare.
Whatever. We're gonna see a first supply depot going down out of Terran, first pylon going down out of Budman. Nothing out of the ordinary here. So Terran won the first 2 games in what we thought was our best of 3 series. Badmandude,
never really a series, just a series of games. These guys practicing for Raleigh, really trying to warm up against all strategies, all builds.
Absolutely. And then we saw Badmandude do some incredible micro with an early Twilight Council win in Game 3. Now we're jumping on board. Game 4, we see an early barracks going down for Terran. And then the Gateway and Gas going down in the main for Budman. Again, you see the early scout. We've seen it so many times. He's going to see that first barracks and try to do a little work against it, slow it down, slow that SCV. But another SCV will take its place. But what we haven't seen out of 4 games so far, no SCVs are pulled on scouting duty. He's going to see that. Oh, as I said that, he's either going
to scout or
going to. We've seen him do some ridiculously early expands. No, he's going to pull that SCV back. I'm interested. We're going to stay on board with this SCV and follow his path to glory. He's going to find glory in these lovely blue crystals. What is he going to do? He's looking. No, I think he's trying to scout, but he's really beefing right now. He's just going to hang up on that ledge. We're going to jump back into the main of Badmandude. We see Cybernetics Core going down, researching Warp Gate, as is typical of just about every Protoss player. A second barracks, he decides to forego the rack fac early build. He's going to go double rack to start off double gas.
Sorry to interrupt, but it looks like that SCV that was on a glorious adventure is building a racks up at the top of the map.
Absolutely, I love it. Nothing but crazy placement of structures and buildings and command centers, and I love it. I can't say it. It makes for some interesting games to watch. Zealot and a Stalker coming out of that first gateway. Second Stalker is on the way. I still would like to see him get a sentry down so that it can neutralize some of the damage from the Marines if he decides to go that route. Yep, as he does. I see 5 Marines already produced in the main of Terran, right on his ramp there. A second Nexus is down in the natural of Budman, and 2 more gateways pop. So he's going to be having the 3 gateway, single gas, Cybernetics Core Warp Gate opener.
Yep.
Pretty typical Protoss stuff. And here come a bunch of Marines.
And the singular Marauder. Marauder has concussive shells, so he's going to be able to slow down anything that tries to get through.
And that's what he's hoping to do. He was able to push. There's that sentry finally comes out of that first gateway. He's going to know that he's been making an early zealot, couple zealots, and an early couple stalkers, so that he wants to use these concussive shells from the Marauder to really just pick off and use the stuff. Wow, the proxy bunker goes down, but is it going to be spotted? Yes, it is. Here we go. He's going to do some damage to that natural, and that bunker is going to get nowhere. Going to drop almost instantaneously. The sentry, oh no, the sentry wasn't able to stay alive there. Here we go. This one zealot here is going to warp in another zealot using that pylon right over the ridge there. Are they going to be able to take down this force? These Marauders slowing down the sentries. Now there's a couple more zealots who are being warped in from that pylon, but oh, they're just getting absolutely blasted by these Marines and Marauders. This expansion is all but lost. More Marines coming out of the early barracks from Terran. This expansion is going to be going down any second now. The bunker is up and reinforced. He's going to want to pile a couple Marines in there, I would think. Or just explodes. That works too.
Just salvage it.
Whatever works, however you want to do it. Alright, warping in. All he can warp in is just zealots. He doesn't want to waste his gas just yet. Let's see what he's deciding to do in the main. He did go second gas. Three warp gates is all that he's got. And what stands of that army are just a couple zealots and a couple stalkers.
Yeah, unfortunately though, that's really going to slow the Badmandude down quite a bit. I don't know if warping in all zealots was the best idea, but I guess if he's trying to save his gas, it was a fairly decent idea. I think that
excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I agree wholeheartedly there, but 2 command centers are down. One in that northern spawn you can see, and then one slightly south of that is probably going to be warped into the gold. The rocks are destroyed at that gold right there below that northern expansion, and then I would imagine he will lift off his base into that gold there and just start pummeling the resources tab. Yeah. Second Nexus is down back in the natural. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a bunch of Marines right over to the south. Sorry, I'm losing my directions. He's gonna hide them behind those plants. And gonna go in to take down the natural expansion again.
The second time. He just does not want. He knows how to win his Terran, and that's for the most part some great macro style games. Some good force fields. We're able to cut off a few. You can see the blood laying on the ground. That is the spilt blood of these dead Marines. But is the engagement going to happen again? Yes, he cuts off a huge amount of those Marines. They're going to get focus fired down as these Marines and Marauders can do absolutely nothing. The range from the sentries and the stalkers so good with good force field and good micro is able to just chop armies down to size here, Burner.
Unfortunately, now the sentries are almost out of energy. These stalkers are going to chase the Marines and Marauders trying to run back. The zealots are just too fast. Going to be able to pick off a couple Marines, maybe a Marauder.
Yeah, here we go. He's going to have to. He knows he's getting chased, so he's got to turn and do what little damage he can. He knows he's going to lose his army, but he's got to do what he can because he was getting chased by this Stalker Zealot Sentry army. Here we go. He's going to be pushing in to see what's going on up here. He does have that gold expansion, as I said, just took a whole bunch of his SCVs and are headed that direction.
It looks like Badmandude tried to put in a proxy pylon right next to it. However, was unsuccessful. Managed to save the probe.
Here it comes, though. Guardian Shield is down. He sees that bunker. Ridiculous force field placement, in my opinion. But let's see, the bunker does go down. The sentry's
all
getting
in
focused.
SCVs.
Here come the SCVs to try to do some damage. Don't even worry about healing, son. We're gonna just friggin' smack him with our claws. SCV's chasing down the stalkers, and he finally backs him up. Was able to clear out the sentries and the zealots, but he's still sitting about 4 stalkers. Let's see what's going on in his main. Nothing but 5 gates, 6 gates I see in his main. Nothing built in his.
Here come the zealots from behind. Oh.
Right, more zealots being warped in. From that, there is a proxy pylon slightly south of that. The other one he tried. More 3, more 4, more stalkers coming in as well. More stalkers, more sentries, all coming in. They're gonna not have all that much energy, but they're gonna be able to focus fire, do some damage to this orbital command, which is trying to fly away, get closer to his main. The little orbital command that could, the little engine that could, isn't gonna get there. He's gonna bring. Here comes the Marines and the Marauders with the medevacs. They're gonna all push in. They're still focus firing down this orbital command. It's at about, oh my god, 80 HP. Finish the damn thing off. But he's gonna decide to do some work against these.
That mule just standing in the middle.
The mule's trying to take some of the damage, and it's gonna stay alive. And finally, that orbital command decides to hit the hay. And he's going to be able to work on this natural of Terran. But going on in his base, all these medevacs healing up the Marines, the Marauders on the ground. But with that proxy pylon right by north of that Zelnaga tower, he's able to warp in an endless supply of units. The more he keeps up his resource count, Got to get a little more probe action going on that natural for Badmandude. But he does have 5. What do we got? 4, 5, 6 gateways. So that's all he's, I think, content to do. No Robo, no Twilight Council this time. No Stargate, no nothing. He's just going to be content to mine, Warpin, Zealot, Stalker. Here we come. The sentries going to try to force field off, get caught with a couple of those Marines off guard. The mules are pulled, the SCVs are pulled, a couple Marauders. These medevacs need to be healing up. There they go, starting to do some healing power against the mule. Is just chasing down this, going to take out those Zealot.
I don't think Terran realized this mule can't attack or do anything.
I know. He's just there, just soaking up the damage. But here's going to push in with these Stalkers. Go ahead.
Terran's just looking crippled right now. No production coming out of that factory at all. Nothing coming out of that skyport. Only doing a little bit of production with these 2 racks here. He's just absolutely looking like he's trying to hobble through this battle on like one leg, no arms.
It's working. The concussive shells are slowing down the units just enough so he can get to those proxy pylons. A huge victory there for the struggling Terran player. Absolutely. He's going to spot the second pylon, I think. Yes, he will. And take down both proxy pylons and this probe. If he doesn't get that probe out of there, which he's not.
Very well defended.
All proxy action done. But he's still got this natural gas is going to go down in the natural for Badmandude because he's so strapped for gas. Stalkers cost so much gas. But he's going to be warping them in irregardless, and the Zealots as well. Still no sentries on the field. I would want to get one down, but they see where he's hiding. And here comes the combat again. Stalkers chasing those medevacs down. Good focus fire, taking down 2 of those medevacs, and he's forced to back up. Heal up those Marauders. Good focus fire. He knows those medevacs are going to heal up. And here come the Zealots again, slowed by those concussive shells, though. Just taking so much damage from these Marauders. Just poking fire at the shields of that second Nexus. Nobody wants to make that huge push just yet. But you can see, you can hear if you have your game volume turned up, you can hear the warping, that warping sound of a forge being built and